going to show you how to do some simple formulas using an Excel spreadsheet. I'm starting with the hairdresser example, which is one of the examples that you've got in your introductory exercises. Now, the point of the spreadsheet is that it does the calculations for you, so you can make changes to the numbers and it will just follow the changes through. So we need to use a few formulas, and they've been put in for the spreadsheet that you're working with, but I want to explain how to do it in case you delete them or you need to copy them over to new cells or something like that. So our cash flow statement, we start with our receipts. That's all the money that's coming into the business. And then we look at the payments, which is all the money going out, and then we work out the difference between the receipts and the payments, and that helps us calculate what the new closing balance of the bank account should be. So if we have a look here, we've got the example from the first task. We've got a hairdressing salon. We've got, if we want to make the cell so we can see it, we just bring the cursor up so you've got the little plus sign there and double click and it will make it wide enough to see all of the characters in that space. All right, so we're starting with our receipts. They're getting money from different places. They've received some interest from money they've got saved in the bank, product sales, hairdressing sales. And so the total receipts is those three numbers added up. So rather than just adding them up and typing in the number, Excel's working that out for us. So we need to use a formula here. So to add everything above the line, we want to put it in these, we want to know the total of everything in these cells. I'm putting in the bottom one just in case something else gets added later. And that's the total. So the formula in there, if you see, we put the equal sign. That tells Excel that we're writing a formula in this cell. And the sum, that's the old-fashioned word for add everything up. So add everything up from cell B2 to cell B5. And we're putting the little brackets around it because that's what we want to do for our sum. All right, moving down to the payments, we've got all these payments listed and we've done the same thing in this cell. So we want to add all of the things that are payments. So that means we're going from B8 all the way down to B14. And so in B15, we're saying we want the sum of all of those numbers. So those ones are pretty easy. Now we're coming down to the beginning bank balance. That's given to you in the exercise for the first one. So that's easy enough. You just type it in, and then we've got our surplus or our deficit. So a surplus is we have received more money than we have spent. So if you have a look, they have received slightly more. So 325,042 as opposed to 323,047. So that means we've got a surplus here. So that's a surplus or a deficit. If it was a deficit, it would come up as a negative. I'm just going to delete that money there just to make it look like a deficit for a minute. So you see, if we've got a negative sign here, we know that the business has spent more than they've received. I'll just pop that back. Okay, then the final one is the bank balance. So we've got our starting bank balance, our surplus and our deficit, and our closing bank balance. So we're going to add them. So our formula in this cell, as you can see, I've got it clicked in. So we've got B17, which is the money that they started with in the bank account, plus the difference, so the surplus or the deficit from the month's trading, to give us a closing bank balance. Now, in some of the exercises where we do more months, we just copy those formulas across, but remember to copy that bank balance from there to up here for the next one. So I hope that helps. Thank you.